tunes that make replaying these things difficult. Hell yeah. I hate commercials. Shut the fuck commercial up. Jesus. What's up? How's it going? How are you? Let's get the overhead off and let's get the light box on. Bam. Angle this so people can kind of see what the hell I'm doing. Alright. What the hell? Where to start with light boxing Jim Lee art, where I'm gonna just fuck it up. Susie says, wow, well, this is not my drawing. This is a professional artist drawing. I'm doing a light box inking over his pencil. So I didn't draw these beautiful lines. I do draw on my own, but I did not draw this. I just want to make sure that that's clear for anybody watching. This is how you learn, or at least one of the ways. Space Kiki. Well, thank you, but again, like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you saw that this is just me doing practice inks over professional artist work. This is not my original pencil.
Shop everyday low prices on a huge selection of home furnishings at Living Spaces, where you'll also discover clearance.
What's up, Shocula? I know, they should. For playing this music. All it does, though, is say that I can't monetize this video after the fact, and that's fine. No one replays these live streams of mine, so I want to listen to my music that I like when I draw. Shocula, this weekend, should we try to connect on a video interview shoot thing? You got any availability on time Saturday or Sunday?
Hackers sell your passwords, bank details, and private messages. Stop them with McAfee. Secure VPN, AI-powered scam detection, and award-winning antivirus all in one. Plans start at $39.99 for the first year.
Oh, I hate commercials.
Online protection. Terms apply. This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Applying for Apple Card is quick and easy. Apply in the Wallet app today and see a credit limit offer in minutes. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Salt Lake City Branch. Member FDIC. Terms and more at applecard.com.
It's almost 9 o'clock my time. What time is it where you're at? What's our time difference? Just trying to think of sometime tomorrow. What could we find as far as a time to connect? 2 hours, so it's 9 here. I'm sorry, are you ahead of me or behind me? I should know this, but I don't. It's 11. Okay. Is tomorrow or Sunday better for you? Okay. I hear ya. Just trying to think of this while I'm doodling at the same time. Let me message you a little bit later. I think just sometime in the evening around my time, maybe 6 o'clock my time, so maybe 8 o'clock your time. The only way that I have to do it is through my phone, which if I do a live through the phone, it's only a mobile device kind of thing. Do you have the means to set up your phone if I send you a link to be able to do it that way? Because I don't have any other way. I'm so low tech. Okay. I'll message you and we can kind of just get set up. I figured we could just um, I could have the camera pointed at my desk and I could have the book to kind of flip through while we talk about it, if that's okay with you, depending on how much you want the book shown or not. And whether you want to be on camera or not, you could have your phone pointed at something else, the book as well or something, and we could just have a conversation back and forth about the book and what it is and kind of just go through the whole whatever you honestly want to talk about. I don't have StreamYard. It's one of those things that I need to look at. Whenever I've done the lives with Chuck and Ginger Bear, Ginger Bear's got it. And so he'd set that up and we'd kind of live stream off his. Yeah, we can try that. I don't know that if I send you a link to join me for a, what I've done before, and we can work around it if you've got a better suggestion, is that whenever I've done any interviews or anything like that with anybody, it's just basically a live stream, but I keep it private. And then I can release it whenever. I can edit a little bit if I want. But it's always, whenever I do it with my phone, it's like a mobile only thing. I don't know if the link that I send you will work on a laptop. We can try it. I don't know for sure. It's always been a little bit of a pain in the ass, honestly. Um, yeah, we'll be able to make it work. Um, yeah, I'll message you and we'll work it out. I'm looking forward to this. I've been kind of having a weird week and been meaning to get with you on it. But yeah, I want to definitely make it like its own separate video, not like a live stream, but a video for the actual channel to, creator interview where we talk to you about what it is and why everyone should go check it out. Yep, yep, we can definitely test. Ugh. yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's get some eyes on your book for sure. Ever make any auto comics? Are you asking like a comic book about my just myself? Like autobiography, something about my own self personally? Because the answer is kind of, but it's nothing I've ever shared with anyone ever. Okay, yeah, Shakila, we'll work it out. We'll get a thing figured out. But no, Adam, not really. As silly as this might sound, when I first moved into this place 5, 6 years ago, and I was just barely divorced, I actually started just doing a streaming consciousness kind of story about the end of my marriage. And it was kind of interesting for a while, and it actually helped me kind of process the divorce. But then, as a couple months passed and I kept working on it, I kind of didn't feel the need to do it anymore, and I actually never finished it. But that's the closest I've ever come to doing something like that. It was, the few people who saw it thought it was interesting. It was very, everything I wrote was true to life, and it was kind of, I don't know, I don't know how to put it. It was therapeutic for me, but I never took it. Like, once I kind of gave up on it, I was kind of done with my interest in it, and it's been like 5 years. But I don't have anything interesting to say about my own life, so an biographical comic, I don't know that I've got anything interesting to say about anything. I'm just not that cool at all. I do try to interject some of my own kind of thoughts and feelings and opinions in the stories I write. Like, there's a lot of personal thoughts in my Master's End stuff. Um, how many pages did I do? I want to say somewhere between 12 and 15. And it was all like rapid fire drawing, like almost straight to inking. Like, it's very sketchy, very scratchy. The intention was to draw fast, 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 and just get the emotion out. I did not spend time on anything. And it had an interesting look to it, but yeah. God, with every line I lay down, I just feel like I'm just fucking up Jim Lee's pencils. Being a professional inker is not an easy gig. And you can see why the masters do it. But yeah, it was fun for me at the time, and I had every intention of finishing it, but just kind of, like I said, I guess I'm just repeating myself. I just burned out my interest on it, and I occasionally think about going back and finishing it, but I guess I just don't see the need. And there's so many other things artistically that I want to get done. I don't really have time to quote unquote waste doing something that has no purpose. I mean, I'm getting old and I want to take advantage of the momentum that I've got going with my channel and working with Chuck. I don't want to waste any time doing uninteresting shit, so it's all like what can I do that's maximizes my time? I say that sitting here inking, like doing a light box ink practice over Jim Lee that serves no purpose except to practice. But this is fun. People like it, kind of, sort of. I actually did one of these ink practices over Lionel U, and somebody bought it. They wanted, you know, they wanted that original ink practice artwork, and he paid for it. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, it looks awesome. I'm like, art, not all right. I feel like I should open an Etsy store and put up some of these things like this and just see if anybody would be interested in buying them. Not even expensively, but just as an original piece of artwork. I have friends tell me I should do an Etsy store and offer shit to buy. But yeah, I'm still working. I am still working on the ridiculous bullshit parody book, the Liefeld parody book. I don't have a page ready to work on right at the moment, so I figured I could fiddle with this thing and just see how bad I could make Jim Lee's pencils look. DA table tennis, Adam. I should. I do. I need to. There's a lot of things I should be doing to maximize my kind of exposure, and it's just so hard when there's so little time in the day. That's just me making excuses. I'm sitting here holding my breath while I do these ink lines. I'm like, yeah, not breathing. Oh, table tennis, right. Okay, shock you. Yeah, I didn't know that was you, some bitch. That's hilarious. I know that Shocula is a big table tennis guy. Anybody that pays attention to his channel, man, he's a table tennis wizard. That's funny. Yeah, I hear you, Adam Brooks. I mean, there's certainly other stuff going on that I should probably be paying a little bit more attention to, but try to balance that time. I've been in a slump recently. I feel like I'm coming out of it, but even Chuck had to hit me up. He's like, dude, you all right? You haven't been doing it like you usually do. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I haven't felt like myself for several months, and just burnout, tired, just things are not right. But I think things are kind of working out. What's funny about this drawing, um, this is not the first time I've kind of light boxed this thing. As just a anatomy experiment, I took a couple of images, this one including, and light boxed it, but I removed all the clothes just to make it a nude figure, just to get rid of the flashy shit, the shiny leather and the sash and all that shit, just to look at what the naked figure that Jim Lee drew would look like. And it actually looked really weird. Like, I traced it off and I'm like, this actually looks really funny, like in like a bad way. It's a really weird thing. It did not look good. And I'm not saying necessarily because I traced it terribly. I just traced the figure and just made it down to the bare naked figure, and it looked weird. I hear you, Adam. You don't have a life as much as you have job and bills and never-ending maintenance to do. I get you. I do. I've heard a lot of professional artists talk about, like, if you want to pursue your art, sometimes you have to do it selfishly. I remember, I think, watching an interview with Gene Colan. He said that he pursued his artwork very selfishly, even at the expense of his own family, and he said that he regretted it because there's no getting that back. But as an artist, especially in comics, you're sitting down drawing, and you have to be going all the time. So finding a balance is definitely a trick. Yeah, Kirby. I heard about him drawing like non-stop. He could pump out several pages a day, right? Isn't he like known for like when necessary he could pump out several pages a day? And he didn't get his first real like isn't it accurate that he didn't start on Fantastic Four until he was in his 40s? Which I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, I'm 48. I'm not too far behind him. My Fantastic Four coming along eventually, right? I'll get my turn, right? Man, doing this by Lightbox is such a pain in the ass because I'm having to guess so much. Best case scenario is it'll be the best Fantastic Four. I think you are definitely right on that. No matter what happens, it'll probably be the best Fantastic Four movie, even if it's not that good. It looks interesting enough that it's got my attention. But we'll see, right? And I'm not worried about the casting because there's been tons of times where I'm like, well, that's the wrong person to cast in a movie. Fuck Heath Ledger playing the Joker. Oh, wait, he's the best Joker ever. You know what I mean? Fuck Michael Keaton playing Batman. Oh, that actually worked out just fine. So it can work. So I'm not hung up on casting until we see it. And that's kind of how I look at it. So we'll see, right? Maybe we'll be lucky. Yes. Thank God they're leaning into the actual Galactus is a giant space god. He's a giant being standing there. I just there's no way to know, but I'm like you have to introduce the Fantastic Four first. You can't jump straight to Galactus. It's kind of like that first Affleck Daredevil movie, which I don't hate, but they did too many things. They wanted to do Matt Murdock, they wanted to do Foggy, they wanted to do Elektra, they wanted to do Kingpin, they wanted to do Bullseye, they wanted to do Elektra's death. Like, the director did too much in one movie. Build up, like, so we need to be introduced to the Fantastic Four. And then, like, by movie 3, then they fight Galactus. Kind of like the Avengers. We don't start with Thanos. We build up to Thanos. So, and maybe they still will. Just because we see Galactus doesn't mean he's going to be, you know, the big threat. But, again, we'll see. Captain Black Ant Falcon Man. I think it's interesting that Marvel, the movies, decided to go. Adamantium comes from the guts of a celestial. Oh, okay, all right. That no, sure. But I guess they got to figure out some way to explain the fact that they are going to introduce it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there's a reason why they've never mentioned it before. I guess I don't know what I would do. I'm inking Psylocke's tits. Yeah, the Thunderbolts movie is certainly not anything like the original comic concept, except that it's a super team of bad guys. But wouldn't it be funny, unlikely but funny, if for some reason, somehow, that movie actually kind of worked out and was funny and entertaining and actually worked somehow and like blew everybody away? I'm kind of interested. I want to see John Walker. Like, I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier was fucking awful, but the John Walker Captain America in that show was the interesting character. um, and because he wasn't the bad guy, you know, he's just a good soldier trying to take on the role of Captain America, which no one can reach that level of amazingly awesome. And he was like set up to fail, and I liked the guy. So I want to see a continuation. I hope he gets some good kind of screen time in that movie that's well done. Again, I know it's unlikely, but you know, I'm not interested in the Red Guardian or the Taskmaster or any of those other fucking nutsacks, but John Walker was interesting. A fallible human man put in an impossible situation. Whatever. Old school Defenders movie? Yeah, that could be.
Need inspiration? Just Mix has thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. And it's combined with over 600.
I was 100% fine with the Hulk, the Ruffalo Hulk in the first Avengers. It's a big monster. He was fine. The Brainy Hulk version, not my favorite. They did kind of fuck it up. But yeah, when Hulk was what he's supposed to be, a monster, I thought they were fine. They had him. He was the Hulk. That's what he's supposed to be like. I was on board. You like the Ed Horton Hulk movie? I've honestly only ever seen it once. I remember thinking it was okay, but I never had any thought to ever revisit it, and I never have. Um, I was like, it's whatever, I don't, whatever. No, I get it. I mean, I like a lot of movies that are considered shit. I think Howard the Duck is one of the greatest movies ever made. And I'll fight anyone that tells me otherwise. Yeah, I love it. I realize part of it is my childhood nostalgia, but I don't care. Howard the Duck, I will laugh at every time in like an unironic way. Like I love it. It's funny. It's got great special effects. One of the last best uses of like stop motion monsters. That dark overlord of the universe was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I was just a kid, so my parents rented it, and man, my brother and I, both of my brothers, we were just like, well, this movie's awesome. You hate the Masters of the Universe movie. I know. I remember you were talking about like you were excited. You went to see it in the theater, and you were like, "What a fucking pile of shit." I like it because it's kind of silly. It's a terrible He-Man movie, but you could kind of enjoy it if you just set that part aside. It's not great, but it's kind of fun in how fucking stupid it is. And Frank Langella as Skeletor is pretty dang good. I must possess all, or I possess nothing. Oh, you kind of like, okay, yeah. I see, yeah, okay, yeah. You're like, I kind of can enjoy. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, but then I don't remember what my first initial kind of opinion was because it was so long ago and I was so young. I think I was 10 years old, so I'm like, oh, that wasn't what I wanted it to be, but I am pissed off. I don't know if Shocula, you've seen the images they released of the He-Man movie that they're filming now. It's set on Earth, at least partially, again. Why? 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 It's like, what are you doing? This is the thing that everyone hated about the last one. Fucking Nimrods. The actor looks the part, and then they got the sword correct, but man, again, I'll reserve judgment until I actually see some more of it besides, one behind the scenes. But if he's on Earth and then they return him to Eternia fast, I guess. Maybe. Considering how many false starts and stops they've had with it, I guess the fact that they're doing anything is something. Yeah, why put them on Earth? I've said that the He-Man movie should be Star Wars combined with Lord of the Rings and done dead seriously. Like, take it completely serious. You could combine all kinds of sci-fi, technological elements, robots and lasers and shit, but then you could have magic and monsters and stuff. Like, you could take all these elements of awesomeness and combine them into one. It would be great. Mark Domowitz. You had dinner with Mr. Green. You guys live near enough each other to connect up, huh? That's awesome. Are you guys working on a project together? Did I hear you guys discussing on the Discord working on something? Oh, he's just in town for work. Well, still, that's awesome. Oh, he's drawing a portion of your next issue. That's awesome. That's cool. I like to see that guys are connecting. Yeah, he threw us for a loop earlier. He was on here as Shocula and then suddenly he switched it up. That's awesome, Mark. I'm glad to hear that. That's really cool. Yeah, Mark, that is one thing. Just practice over the masters. This is tricky because, I mean, it might look like you can see the light box pencils, clear enough, but once you get into some of the details, you realize that this light boxing thing is not the ideal way to ink this, and so I'm having to guess, and it's really it's it's frustrating, is what it is, because I'm like, I just know I'm fucking it up no matter what I do, because this is Jim Lee and I'm no Scott Williams, but still, I'm like just guessing here, but it's fun. Oh, hold on. Okay. Panda, what's going on? Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, just inking practice over Jim Lee. It's embarrassing too because, like, I know Chuck will see this and he'll be like, "God damn, kid, you got a long ways to go." That's true. I do have a long way to go. Burn Elsewhen pages. Who you directed that one to there, Shakira? Oh yeah. Inking over the originals. Oh my god, I couldn't even like. I mean, I guess if you like Scott Williams and Jim Lee have a long-standing working relationship and they just kind of know what to do and you're not worried about it, that's one thing. But imagine being some other inker. Chuck talks about when he worked for Wildstorm. I think he said maybe twice he got to ink Jim Lee, but the one time he said his hand was shaking so much because he was so nervous about fucking it up. I'm like, oh man, I couldn't even imagine. I would, yeah. It's almost like, can I just go get a photocopy of this and ink that before I fuck up a Jim Lee original? Yeah, where did I don't know actually. That's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know where Scott Williams actually came from. Like, what was his original? Did he? It seems like you think of Scott Williams, you're like he's just always been with Jim Lee. But is that where he started? That's actually a good question. They've been together so long. original. I can't tell what the hell I'm inking here. Right. Well, thanks, Panda. I mean, I guess it could look worse, but it's just like I keep avoiding finishing this hair because I can't decipher what I'm looking at, and so I kind of see it.
Shop everyday low prices on a huge selection of home furnishings at Living Spaces. Real office.
But it's just that I have to make some like personal art choices, and that's where I get nervous.
Only at Living Spaces.
Panda, the last song I was just listening to was from Lord of the Rings. It just switched over to the first Ridley Scott Gladiator soundtrack right now, but we were listening to some Lord of the Rings there for a minute. Greatest movie trilogy of all time, and maybe the greatest soundtrack of all time. Fuck those lines up. Ugh. Fucked up. Yeah, I get the like make it your own kind of thing, but I don't know. I'm just trying to see if I can make it look okay. And I'm not using the greatest tools to do the best possible ink work, but the best possible tools I can't really use to maximum efficiency doing a light box like this. I would need I have like a brush that I would rather be using, but it's all just not ideal circumstances, but I'm doing it anyway. Just fucking up this hair. Yeah, Gladiator. It's a great soundtrack. Great movie. I didn't bother with the second movie because it looked terrible and everyone said it was terrible, but I think Ridley Scott needs to retire. Every movie he makes is just a big fuck up, it seems. Ugh. Yeah, well. Isn't the main star of the show the main character, like the kid from the first one? Like, not the same actor, but the same character? Lucius, isn't it? Anybody ever hear about the original intent, allegedly, of a Gladiator sequel where he's like risen from the afterlife? Maximus Decimus Meridius. He's raised from the afterlife, and then he's like plopped down into war scenarios of different places throughout history, like he'd be fighting in World War II or some shit. Sounds like such an insanely stupid idea, but somebody had that idea. Yeah, it was such a ridiculous, like, raise him from the dead and put him in, the Revolutionary War or some shit, and he'll fight for, you know, the Union versus the Confederacy or some shit. Like, no, he died. You resurrect him and you fuck up the whole thing. We got loads of Saving Private Ryan crap out back. See? I think I've got everything on her figure done. Where's her long ponytail at? I don't think we can see it. I had to add the perky nipple because Jim Lee had it in there, so. I'm not one who's too proud to not throw in a perky nipple. Hide the children's eyes, right? Can't let them see that. actually. Now I'm trying to ink Jim Lee technology, like mindless, stupid soldier robot things. And these are way more boring. Can't decipher what the hell I'm seeing here. Oh, it's like a robot hand. A gun on top. I get it.
I won't let my moderate to severe psychosis define me. Emerge as you with clear skin. With Tremfya, most people saw 100% clear
Shut
skin.
the fuck up. Alright, let's look at it outside of the light box. Let's just see how fucked up I made it. Back this thing up. I don't know. I don't think it's going to get me hired by any Marvel offices, but I guess it could be worse. Like there's all these places I want to just start doing my own kind of like finishing where I would choose to put lines, but I'm not trying to make this my thing. I'm trying to leave it looking like I inked Jim Lee. song is from Dances with Wolves. It's the John Dunbar theme. John Dunbar? No, not Dunbar. Dunbar. Let me bring it over closer. Like I can just see all my wobbly lines. God damn it. Page, hold still. Fuck. Get this pen out of my hands. Jesus Christ. What kind of cut-rate YouTube channel is this? Like, I don't know. Some of the lines I threw here are kind of okay, and I kind of don't mind these. Thing is, like, you can see how big my pencil is as I draw on it. You know, so when this shrinks down a little bit, maybe these lines will be a lot tighter visually, but I look at them up close and I just see what a mess they are. Like a wobbly, unsure hand. I don't know. I kind of like, I mean, the broken line on the booty cheeks. That's kind of fun to do if you can do it right. I'm not saying that I did, but I don't know, it's kind of fun, but I mean, the only thing that makes it look awesome is the fact that it's Jim Lee pencils, so I'll probably just keep working on this periodically. Maybe I'll just do all the cool figures. Maybe I'll do all the backgrounds and have like an actual reproduced Jim Lee page. Then make an Etsy page and put it up there and see if anybody wants to buy it for $3. Really be working on. What am I listening to? Shut that off.
Family proof your family with Life 360.
Ready to refresh your space? Arctic Lily has you covered with incredible President's Day savings. Discover a...
Should finish up the one panel left on this page of my own. Let's get out the pencil. Dude, Kevin, how'd you know that, dude? I just discovered this thing just like yesterday. It's just a bunch of video footage of Ghost in the Shell to some song. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I kind of dig it. Dude, that's funny. You knew exactly what it was. Hilarious. Oh yeah, the animation. It's like a moving comic book. It's so well drawn. It's inspiring. Like how these guys can do animation with that level of art. And then you come back and watch, like, I like Batman the animated series as much as anybody else, but, well, maybe not as much as anybody else, but once I've seen the best quality like anime that Japan can produce, I kind of lost interest in everything American made because it is not the same and everything pales by comparison. It kind of ruined it for me. I watched Ninja Scroll and Ghost in the Shell, and I'm like, well, there goes American animation for me. Just can't do it. Yeah, I hear you. You're right. It's just mind-blowing stuff. Yep, you know it. damn shame they fucked up that live action Ghost in the Shell movie. I don't know why these fucking idiots don't realize what makes the shit good. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know that you can improve on it. Like, if you take an anime as good as Ghost in the Shell and you're going to make a live action movie of it, what do you do besides do the exact thing that they did? In which case, why make one? But then if you start fucking with it, then you remove what makes it interesting, and they did not get it right. I mean, there's some visuals that were kind of cool, and I like how they straight up copied some scenes right out of the movie, but the drama was not there, the intensity, the violence, not there. And I don't even mind Scarlet as the major, but just wasn't the same. Yeah, this scene where it's just like everything slows down and we're kind of forced to have a contemplative moment. Everything's coming to a head, things are looking kind of rough. And just let this soft song play while we sit with the characters for a minute. It's just, yeah, they had it all wrong. It reminds me of how much they fucked up that Eon Flux movie. Do you remember that? I loved the cartoon, the Liquid Television. I almost said Liquid Metal. Liquid Television, Eon Flux. And then they did that live action movie, and boy, did they screw that up. Like, way worse than Ghost in the Shell. I actually don't know much about Blade Runner. I've only ever seen the original one like one time, so I don't really have a huge connection to it. But yeah, it was the worst. Like, the actress was fine, the outfit was fine. I didn't care for them making all the technology like organic based rather than like the sci-fi technological looking stuff from the actual cartoon, but the direction was terrible, the tone was awful. And it's funny because if you watch anything with, what's the name of the creator of Eon Flux? Um, he's a very educated, smart artist. Like, he knows what he's doing. You see any of the behind the scenes on Eon Flux and he talks about what he did and why he did it, this is a guy that understands a greater understanding of the art form than anybody involved in that movie. And it's a shame they fucked it up so bad. I'm actually surprised I haven't tried rebooting it yet. And, you know, fucking it up again. Peter Chung. Yeah. I knew it was right on the tip of my tongue, but...
I see your thought, Doug. That brings you my crispy boneless wing.
Shut Yeah, he's an artistic genius. And he's expressed how pissed off he is at the show, like how much they just took his thing and just screwed it up. I bet he didn't have any choice in it because he'd signed it over to MTV for development rights. So they could do any damn thing they wanted, and he's lucky to be involved peripherally in any way, if I had to guess. But to watch your creation get bent over and fucked up the ass the way they did. Nate! Oi, mate. Nate's a drawing machine. That's another man pumping out art in pages and like a man possessed. And that's what we like to see. Nate, I keep forgetting to check out your second issue. I keep getting so wrapped up in other shit. I keep forgetting that you've got your second issue done. I gave it like a quick peripheral glance when you first put it out, but then I was at work and I got pulled away. I need to see it. I just gotta sit down and actually fucking look at it. But dude, Nate, you're always producing stuff, brother. Like, don't sell yourself short. You are making stuff. I've talked about it often. Like, a guy who's out there producing stuff is better than the guy who's sitting there talking about all the cool shit he's gonna do and never does. Yeah, I'll give it a check. I gotta look at it. I'm just behind on a lot of stuff. Ugh. trying to get caught back up on my book and my pages and get my momentum back on track. Well, I might have my workflow down, but I kind of hit a wall recently, and like the speed at which I was making pages on the He-Man book, I was just pumping them out. I was doing a page a day. Like I've lost that speed, but there's multiple factors, and I don't know. I'm kind of off, but I'm trying to just get back at it and just kind of force myself to just push through, get going again. I want to get this book done. Consider a crowdfunder, see if I can make it work. If it does well, then maybe I kind of keep going with it. If it tanks hard, then, well, I guess it's on to something else. See what me and Chuck want to tackle next. Yeah, that is part of it, Nate. I was thinking about that. I can't remember if I've talked about it, but I've been drawing the He-Man characters for so long. I kind of had them down, even if they were like complicated characters to draw. I just right there at the end, the last half of that book that I was doing, I felt like I finally got the characters down. Like I knew how to make them look and I knew how to draw them. And yeah, this is all new stuff, so I'm trying to figure them out. And it's funny how it makes a difference when you're like, I'm not used to these guys. I don't know who these guys are. These are a bunch of new dumbass twats that I'm just ripping off, and I'm kind of getting a handle on them. I'm more interested in my Cable ripoff character than the stupid Bloodstrike Deadpool ripoff character. When I keep thinking of continuing stories, it all focuses on the Cable character here, and kind of what are kind of weird, stupid, fucked up alternate versions of him I could do with him. We'll see. I mean, if, this is a project that me and Chuck are working on, so, the idea is to do a crowdfunder and to crowdfund our book, if that's what you're asking. I mean, I would like to, if I would be one of those lucky guys where it gets some attention and it takes off and makes a few bucks, where I could throw some bones Chuck's way in a way that I can't throw him that he deserves, to kind of, you know, he deserves to get recognition and, for all the work he's put in, more than what I can provide him on my own little paltry self. So it'd be nice to make a few bucks off it. It's not the goal to make money, but for God's sakes, it'd be nice if for somehow it just kind of worked and people liked it. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It would be nice to be able to fund it and get a chunk of copies printed up and in people's hands. It would be nice, though I'm not sure if I would do it. I kind of want to make it black and white, but if we made enough money to make a color, where I could have enough money to pay a colorist, it would be kind of neat to get this thing colored, but I kind of want the black and white version. So maybe we could do both. I don't know. I don't have to worry about that until I make money or don't make money. We'll see. But first step, get the fucking book drawn. Already listened to this one. Alright, go away.
For affordable home and style spaces, Southeast City.
Let's see. That's about, I think I've about got this page done. Definitely leaving it wide open for Chuck's interpretation. I'm kind of leaning into loosening up and just let him do his thing. And he seems okay with it. He seems fine with what I'm doing here. He actually complimented me on these pages and said that if I would have been around in the 90s, he would have pointed me in Jim Lee's way and said, hey, you should at least give this guy a look. Maybe. You know. And if not there, then I should have been putting it out there for other people to look at. But I wasn't at that age at the right time, so now I'm an old fart wishing that things were different. You know, I never did the Mike Mignola documentary. I keep forgetting to find it. Everyone said it was awesome. Yeah, the Shadowhawk guy. You talking about Valentino? Like if he could get a book made, then we all can. Oh, that's rough. It's funny. He talked about how horrible it was. I bet. I mean, all these artists start out and just like, God, my first work was such shit. How did I get work? But I guess they obviously had something. Didn't Mignola say in the Cartoonist Kayfabe interview he started out wanting to be an inker. Like that was his kind of intention. And then he realized that inking was actually hard. But he could pencil, which is weird because is penciling easier? In a way, I guess. Yeah, Montoya, Valentino. You know, I liked Valentino's work on Guardians of the Galaxy, but I sure did not think he was drawing very well on the Shadowhawk stuff. I just don't think it. Dark, grim, and gritty, spine-breaking image shit was not what Valentino was good at. But how could he not go and take that journey? Like, you have to. But I feel like Shadowhawk was an interesting enough concept. I just don't think, from anything I've ever seen, it ever reached the full potential of the concept. I think somebody should. It'd be fun to do like a straight-up reboot of it and make it like hyper dark, like super violent, like it should be. I don't know shit. Alright. Yeah, I thought it was Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I mean, I remember picking it up because there was so much hype around it in, the conversations in Wizard magazine, honestly, is the only place I ever heard anything. And so I started picking up some issues, and I actually liked the concept of being centuries into the future, and it's what happened to the Marvel Universe. I actually think that's interesting. But his artwork kind of looked good. Like, it worked. So I don't know what the fuck happened when he went up to Shadowhawk, but it did not look good. Of course, we're comparing Valentino to Jim Lee and McFarlane and Silvestri, and who's going to win that battle besides the select few? Well, that's that. Well, no, I got one more thing. I got where's my thing? The thing. Where's my thing? There's my thing. Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff was interesting. Again, like I said, I like the idea of the future Marvel Universe stuff, like what happened to the Silver Surfer, what happened to Captain America and his shield, and it's centuries later, so they're all dead, sure, but what happened to them all? I guess Earth was overran by an alien race called the Badoon, I think it is, and conquered everything. Oh yeah, Wolverine's daughter. Man, she was an ugly cunt. I remember that creature. She had like finger claws and like a ugly cape. Was it his daughter? Because I mean, this was centuries into the future. Like, I guess if she inherited his healing factor, she could be alive that long if it's his daughter. Montoya, you've got interested in the Planetary comic. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm sure if you've been reading or watching my videos, you can tell. But man, that shit just clicked with me. And I think it's funny how they kept saying this is set in the Wildstorm universe. Well, guess what? They never really addressed that. They never addressed the wider Wildstorm universe. They just kind of like, he's just like, fuck it. I'm just going to pretend. I'm going to say that and then just do his own story of his own characters. No, Wolverine's daughter in Valentino's Guardians of the Galaxy was most definitely not hot. She was an ugly, ugly monster. But then again, so am I. So who am I to talk? Yeah, was Rancor was it a biological daughter? I don't remember. Again, if it is, it's kind of weird because, you know, it's so far in the future. It's like centuries. And again, I guess somebody with a healing factor could conceivably still be alive, but I don't want to look up that ugly thing. Let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy Rancor. She's not bad for 600. Yeah, that's they didn't go out of their way to make Wolverine's daughter fuckable. I mean, I guess you could make her. Yeah. That character. It's actually kind of stupid, but it worked at the time. Yegads. Right? That's no joke, sir. Healing factor your face. Yeah, she's kind of a ugly dog of a character. Well, I don't have anything else to draw tonight, so I think I'm just going to shut it down for now and call it a night. Thanks, Kevin. Anybody else still listening? Appreciate it. Yeah. Montoya, thank you. All right, guys. Catch you later.